Welcome guys, Brendan here from Terminated Gaming, and this is a follow-up episode to the 80 container opening video where I got a couple comments about how many containers I opened and what all I pulled. So this video will go over that. So first I'll give you some raw numbers and I'll put them up on the screen to make it easy too. I only opened mega containers, so the high-end containers. I gained 350,000 coal from containers, which is about 25 containers. I gave 4,800 flags, a lot of camos. I really can't even count how many camos I have, and about 80 ships. So that there was 80 containers just for the ships. In total, I estimate about 300 to 400 containers, so about $1,000, because some of the containers are going to give me the blooms, which allowed me to buy more containers. And then I also had containers gifted to me by members of my clan. So container like value, but not what I necessarily spent, was about $1,500. I got 4 tier 9 ships. So just in the tier 9 ships I got, that's a $1,080 value. Or sorry, $308 value and 80 cents. Because each of the tier 9 premiums are $77.20. Except that 3 of the tier 9 premiums that I got are not available in the shop anymore. So you could give them a value of whatever you want to give them, because they're ships that are sought after. And I got 2 of the ships I was looking for, which was Missouri and Musashi. We'll go over that in a bit. I got 24-ish tier 8 premium ships. I really didn't count well because there's a lot of ships here. And just those, I averaged the value of tier 8 ships to be about $45 a piece. You might disagree with that number, but I feel like that was a safe average without actually averaging the prices, because some of them aren't available in shop. So that's $1,080 just there. So if we're going off of my estimate of how much I actually spent, which was about $1,000, just in the top tier premium ships, I gained my money back. Not including the flags, not including the camos, not including the coal. I will caveat this by saying, do not buy these containers unless you have the money to spend. The ships are not worth the money. Yeah, this might be your only opportunity to get them. Only to get it if you have the means. It is a rough year for a lot of people. If you don't have the money, do not gamble to try to get the ships you want. I have not seen a lot of people that have pulled those ships early. As I say, you know, there's a lot of value in what I've got, but I only got those high tier ships after about 50 tier 7 and lower ships. I mean, I did pull a sporadic tier 8 or so in there every once in a while, in that, you know, I had 24 of them. But I didn't pull any tier 9 ships until my final openings of containers, which I did off of that camera run. So, if it's the tier 9 ships you're going after, you're looking at spending way more than the value of those ships. Yes, you might end up getting them, and eventually, statistically, you have to end up getting them. You got to spend enough money. You're going to get a lot of other stuff in between. So if that other stuff that I just mentioned, like the camos, the flags, and the coal aren't your thing, these containers give those at a surprisingly high rate. I estimated probably about 300 containers of just camos and flags. That's a lot of containers. And like I said, 25 containers of coal. Like I said, I didn't buy all these containers. I had containers gifted to me. So a lot of that overhead was not on my end. I probably spent myself anywhere from like $750 to $1,000 on containers, but I was willing to pay that to get Musashi. I also wanted to eventually, here I was experimenting. I also got 2 captains out of it, and every single ship comes with level 10 captains. And for the next patch, patch 10.0 or 0.10, something like that, there's the commander reworks coming in, and dismissing commanders will give you back elite commander XP. So all these ships giving you commanders really helps towards that. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of people that don't like what I did. I understand, like, you're entitled to your opinion. I did this for those people that are curious, that maybe don't know. Of course, these containers were rigged. If you didn't know that from other people's videos, I know that's widespread. They were rigged. You were guaranteed shortlisted ships first if you didn't have them. If you did have them, you'd re-roll a super container with one from the 109 premium ships available, which is very much tier 6 heavy, as we will go through. So all that out of the way, we'll go over the ships that I ended up pulling from these containers. Fujin, tier 5, Kamikaze, Yahagi, Hill, Marblehead, L, Texas, Ohotnik, Ransk, As you see, there's 3 freaking Omaha clones right there. Like, cool. Krasny Krim, which was a shortlisted ship from years previous. Also a crap ship. Minkoyan, Kira, October Revoluski, Revolucia. I say Revoluski. I kind of like it better. Exeter, Sirocco, Genova. I think it's Genoa or something different. Vibros Unitas, Mutsu, Mogahan, Arizona, West Virginia, Bolotov, Makarov. You might be wondering why I have Makarov when I didn't do any of the bigs. Makarov's also just available as a tier 6 premium. I mean, it's rare, or was until this container event. So I ended up actually re-rolling from the short list of the mega containers to get a Makarov. So that's cool. T61, and I say that's cool, and that's sarcastic. T61, Graf's Spree, Lowenhot, Gallant, London, Warspite, Ark Royal, Agile, or Gilles, however you want to say it. The Glass, Dunkirk, Anshin, I don't know these. All of the Pan-Asian ships I basically got. Duco de Coste, Perth, Udachi, which is one of the shortlisted ones at the upper containers. Yeah, we're still going. Ashitaka, Flint, California. Flint's a good one because it just came back into the armory for coal. It's like 60 or 170,000 coal, I think. I can't quite remember now that I have it, but it's basically Atlanta with a smoke. It loses the radar for the smoke, but I mean, it is an Atlanta with a smoke screen, so pretty good. California, which I believe is shortlisted on the bigs, the middle ones. Leningrad, Lazo, Poltava, which this is a good ship. There will be eventually a video on the channel of my result in the Poltava. This ship, I actually had some fun in that ship. Z39, Scharnhorst, Hood, Nelson, Duke of York, Abruzzi, Grozizia, Bliskoviska, Haida, Nuevo de Julio, Asashio, Atago, Ki, Kaga, Kid, Massachusetts Enterprise, Saipan, Kuznetsov, which is one of the rare ships, Mikhail Kuznetsov, which is a rare ship that you could pull from the containers, whatever that's called. I call this one the Bagatron, so it's Praetor. The Lenin, Z39, Prince Eugen, Mainz, Tirpitz, Graf Zeppelin, Cossack, Cheshire, Vanguard, Indomitable, La Terrible, Loyang, Iran, Roma, Orkan, which I actually think is one of the shortlisted of the big containers, but I got it in. I'm okay with this one. Orkan is actually one of those ships I think was shortlisted that people agree is actually pretty good. I'll go over this one a little bit. Vanguard was another one. The Vanguard that we just went over is a shortlisted for the megas as well. And then I also pulled Azuma, Musashi, Missouri. I forgot to include Azuma actually in my count. So I did pull 5 tier 9 ships, so up the value by another $77.20. Even though Azuma I think is probably arguably one of the worst. I haven't played it yet, but on paper it seems like it's worse than both the Alaska and the Agir, which I have as super cruisers at tier 9. So Azuma, Musashi, Missouri, Nestroshimi, and Friesland. That rounds out all the ships that I pulled. So, like I said, this, would I say, in my opinion, was my spending money worth this? Worth what I got? Yes. This is just my opinion. So I understand if I'm going to get hate in the comments that I spent this money to get these ships. But I look at it as this. Yes, I got ships that I didn't want, or ships that I don't need, or ships that I won't play. I will caveat saying I won't play. Most of these ships I will eventually play. The exceptions being some of the low tier ones, which I don't give any 2 cents about. I won't sell them, because if another round of this ever happens and there's another rare ship that I want, if I sell them, I got chances to get them back again. So really selling them for credits is not a smart move unless you are like 100% you're never going to buy containers again, because your chances of getting them back is high. Like, there's a lot to get re-rolled to get those. But just from the tier 9 ships that I got, yeah, I spent maybe, let's go with on the high end of my estimate of $1,000 that I spent directly for almost $400 in value of tier 9 ships. 3 of which you can't buy in shop. I believe it's only 3. I think you can get Azuma. And yeah, you can get Friesland. No, I think you can get Azuma in shop. Can't get Musashi, can't get Missouri, can't get Nestroshimi anymore. Those 3 ships right there, rare ships. Can't get them. So what's the value on those? I've played both the Missouri and the Musashi. I love the Missouri because I loved the Iowa. If you haven't seen my game in the Iowa that I have on the channel, it's 313,000 damage in the Iowa. Go check it out. Like, that was an insane round in the Iowa, which is statistically probably one of the worst tier 9 battleships just from player base. But the Musashi, it's Musashi, dude. Like, the only real problem with Musashi is its AA ability, but it has like best in class, flood protection, most health at tier 9. It's like, and it has the Yamato's gun at tier 9, so you don't have to worry about not penning something. So you get to face tier 7s and bully tier 7s in tier 9 that's really should be a tier 10. It just doesn't have the AA capabilities of Yamato, but cool. Nestroshimi is one of those ones I haven't really looked into yet. And then I've had Azuma since like the first round. I think that was the first tier 9 I pulled. And I think I did pull that one early. So like Nestroshimi, this is one of those ones I've heard good things about. Standard destroyer armor layout, 20,000 health, tier 9, 4 130mm guns and 2 double mounts, torpedoes, 10km range, 65 knots, 10 of them, and 2 quintuple launchers. They do almost 18,000 damage. It's pretty good. Reload time of them, about 2 minutes. Yeah, not terrible. A defense. Really, it's a DD. The big thing's maneuverability, 36 knots, 4.6 starter shift time. And then its detectability, that's pretty good. This is base, this is just with the camo active. So that's actually not terrible. What's another one we want to look at? Everyone really kind of knows about Musashi. There was another one we were going to look at. I don't remember which one it was. Because everyone kind of knows some of these ships. Some of them I didn't know existed. Of course, Enterprise is another one of those rare ships. It's no longer for sale. So, I guess that was kind of worth it. Kid's a very scary DD, but you can buy it. So, is it really worth me doing what I did? Maybe not. Maybe it is. Poltava, I don't think it's actually for sale in the shop. But I argue that's a pretty damn good tier 7 battleship. That thing was fun. Ashitaka, I think, is another one of those ones that pretty interesting. It just seems interesting to me. I haven't played it yet. It might be terrible. Oh, and then there's, Flint. It's an Atlanta with a smoke screen. Like, how's that not cool? And its torpedoes actually mean something with a 9.2 kilometer range compared to the self-defense torps on the Atlanta, which are 4.5. So you actually have torpedoes too, so the Flint's actually a little bit more dangerous. By a little, I mean, let's not mess with it type thing. Udachi, which is one of the shortlisted ships, also pretty terrible. T-61's actually a pretty decent ship. It's pretty easy to play. Apparently I don't remember playing the Molotov, but apparently I have. Mutsu. This one, I think a lot of people know. It's the Japanese battleship that has torpedo tubes, and it has single launchers, 4 single launchers that reload every 20 seconds, so they reload faster than your guns, and can do about this, I think, maybe even more than the same max damage. They're pretty close. So you're talking like those torpedoes are really devastating. They're short range, and they're only single launchers, but they're pretty devastating. But yeah. Kamikaze, I think, was also another one of those ships that they said was an extremely rare ship, so cool. Like I said, it's up to you whether or not you spend money on these containers. There's a short time left on them. I think they go until maybe New Year's. I think it might be Christmas because they are the Christmas containers. Only spend the money at your risk. You've seen videos, you know the risk involved, how much money you have to put in to get these kind of things. Like I said, this is about $1,500 worth of containers here, just from what I was able to estimate, not actually keep track at all. I should have, but I didn't think I was actually going to make videos on this content until I just decided to buy 80 containers in one sitting and open them for YouTube. But like I said, would I recommend you doing this? That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you either way. I think it's worth it in my opinion, to me, not to other people, but where I was sitting financially and how much I play the game. I thought it made sense for me to go for the ships I wanted to go when I had the opportunity. So, that being said, if you disagree with me opening these containers, feel free to comment. Let me know. I'd love to have a debate with you. But don't just go hating on in the comments unless you have some, if you want to discuss it, I'm open to discussions. I tend to try to respond to your guys' comments, concerns, any of that kind of stuff. So feel free to leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike. Liking or disliking doesn't really matter to me because the YouTube algorithm really just likes people interacting with videos. So even if you're disliking the video, you're kind of doing me a favor. You're going to get it out to more people. I would like to address one comment from another video where it was I don't know if he meant it negatively, and I'm not going to say a name. He said that it's like the amount of views that I got on this might pay for the electricity to one monitor instead of the crates at all. And I'll tell you this, guys, if I was doing this for the money, I wouldn't be doing it at all because I don't make any money doing it. This is all free. The YouTube might start running ads on videos, but I don't get any of that revenue. I'm not qualified to be in the program yet to get revenue. I do have a Patreon page if you guys want to go support me on Patreon. That link is always down in the description. Anyways, all these videos are free for you guys to watch. And until YouTube, because they sent out a new thing saying, hey, we're going to monetize we have the right to monetize any video and not give you money if you're not signed up with the creator program, whatever it's called. So that's a different story for a different day. So hope you guys have enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Shut up and sit down.